Update 4.1 for the Wild West has released, and it adds some really cool features as well as some possible hints at an update that's been in the works for years. We start off with a whole new biome for the map.
Paraíso Verde.
There's nothing really functional about this area, adding a new Capybara animal and a new fort.
Presidio de Nocoda.
However, the capybaras aren't all that useless, because you can get the new watermelon hat by spawning in Dolores' ranch, buying a watermelon from the general store, then go to
Paraíso Verde.
and find the capybara. Hold your watermelon out, then go close to the capybara's mouth until it eats it, and once it does, it rewards you with the new watermelon hat. Also, the new biome looks really beautiful. Pretty cool. Now for the guns. There's 3 new weapons, 1 revolver and 2 rifles. First up we have the Merwin's revolver. You can buy at any gun store and here are the stats. We also have the Mexican carbine, which can be purchased at the black market underneath Puerto Dorado. You also need a trade ticket to be able to purchase this. Here are the stats for the Mexican carbine. And finally we have the auto-loading rifle. It can be obtained for free once you reach level 35 in the primary skill. And these are all the stats for these weapons. Ooh. That part took me way too long to edit, so please consider subscribing and liking the video. To see if these weapons are good, I purchased all of them except for the auto-loading rifle because I'm not a high enough level, and so I tested them against other players. I feel like the Mexican carbine is pretty poop, with really high damage drop-off and overall inaccuracy. It feels like a short-range rifle, which I absolutely hate. Merwin's revolver on the other hand felt pretty balanced. The fanfire is relatively accurate and has okay damage. Take my advice with a grain of salt because I'm not really a weapon fanatic. I'm the type of guy to stick to a gun I've been using for years. With guns out of the way, it's time to show you the Skinwalker. It's relatively similar to last Halloween event. You'll need an extractor and at least 3 empty vials. However, these items are not obtainable anymore and you need to get them through trading or treasure chests. Head on over to the Great Plains near Fort Henry and you'll see these stones circling the altar. These symbols represent the blood of each animal required, the claw being the bear, horns for bison, and antlers for deer. Now to get the blood of these animals, you need to kill them, then while holding the extractor, go close to their bodies and use it to fill up 1 vial with the respective blood. Once you have each animal's blood vial, head back to the altar and drop each vial in their respective place. And once it's done, it should glow red and the Skinwalker will be spawned. Also, if you fill up the altar during daytime, it will do nothing right until 6 PM, to which the Skinwalker will spawn. The Skinwalker is the hardest creature the Wild West has ever seen. It is almost impossible to solo this thing, so you'll need a group of at least 3 people to have a good shot of killing it. With my experience, I noticed that at least 1 person had to be sacrificed, because once it locks onto you, it will not give up. So other people in your group will use that opportunity to pile on as much damage as possible before you die, which it will then lock on to another player. And also, this thing will literally destroy you even if you were ragdolled, so you have 0 chance of surviving solo. And if you think you can kill it from far away, think again, because it has some telepathic slap abilities and will keep damaging you if you hurt it from far away. Also, the Skinwalker only drops a single bone part, and these bones are not droppable on death. Trust me, I tried. So you need to be really quick to pick it up. By the way, I've recently made a Discord server where you can get updates and sneak peeks on any new videos, so if you want to support me, join the Discord. Link is in the description. The Skinwalker will despawn as soon as it hits 6 AM, so it's best to prepare and fill the altar with blood right before nighttime. And lastly, I found that the Schwarlo's prototype pistol is the best weapon to kill it. The Wendigo is also back, but it only despawns during blood moons, which is super rare. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what it drops in this update. Lastly, players can now get the skeleton horse again, the fastest horse in the game. But you need the bones for it, and it's only obtainable through trading. So, now that you know how to kill the Skinwalker, you now have these bones. You can give these bones to Kaya, who is situated to the left of Windmill Camp. You can talk to her, and in return, she'll give you these items for the respective bones. You can also give Kaya the skeleton horse bones to claim the skeleton horse. The Spitfire is also set to be out of stock soon, with the sign in the auction house changing from new stock found to out of stock soon. We also have a new walking animation, which can be equipped by players and NPCs too. And now for the teasers and the future of the Wild West. Before the 4.1 update, There were empty plots of land that were reserved for the infamous building update, which would allow players to grind and build custom houses and buildings in the plots. Since its first announcement a whole 6 years ago, holy, there has been no sign of it being released until now. In the new update, the plots have now been filled with presumably custom houses using the building feature. This could mean two things. Either they're teasing that it will come soon, or they know it will never be released. So they just filled the plots instead of leaving it empty. Also, this update is part of their regular updates, which means everything like the Skinwalker and Wendigo will stay forever, which means the extractor and vials of blood now have a use. I believe the devs are striving to push forward updates that finally put quote-unquote useless items to use. Right now, there are so many useless event items that have been taking up space in everyone's banks, hoping they would finally have a use. So maybe, just maybe, this update marks the beginning of something great. But at the end of the day, it's the Wild West. Maybe they added the Skinwalker and all the previous events features because they were feeling lazy or something. The only thing that might save this game is, we don't know. They are never transparent about any of their problems, so we will never know what they are dealing with behind the scenes. And I think that's all for this update. So if you have any theories, feedback, or questions, leave them below. I read all of them. That's all for today. Bye-bye.